Welcome to the jungle, guys. Ne va găsi în jungla virtuală, unde știți voi, imposibilul devine posibil. O să dau un save aici. O să dăm cu necrophages, pentru că o să ne aștepte ceva urât de tot acolo, de la propriu și la figurat. Nu mai nevoie pe mine, că am fost de 5 miliarde de ori în asta peșteră.
Another stain. Could very well be a lead.
E... cum zice? E umflă de fiecare dată cu monștri noi. De ce? Pentru că așa vor ăștia. Pentru diferite misiuni. De ce? Morților. Hai să merg să ne mai plec. Sunt un pic cam mulți. Nu credeți? Mamă, cum a sărit asta. Amor de morții tăi. Slăbuț.
Got paint drops here too. Cave paintings. This here looks a bit like a necker. Big blobs, what? A troll? Neckers depicting their victory over some trolls? Is that even possible? Necker propaganda? Empty container. Painter can't use this. Blades. Don't look ruined. Painter should still be able to use them.
E ca propaganda. Chiar nu-mi place cum arată.
Found your things.
Splendid. Where were they? And... is this all you found? I left so much more.
Should have kept it all with you, not left it lying around. Followed some paint tracks to a necker lair. Seems the beast's made off with your supplies. Used it to paint a fresco on one of the cave walls. Looked something like a battle scene to me.
Impossible. They splashed paint on the wall in a... Shall we? While waiting, I spied a superior spot.
Haydi bu. Bir oslu bot.
We have had fantastic luck with the weather. The light is perfect, absolutely perfect.
Painting this masterpiece gonna take long?
Near 6 hours. The sun won't allow us to work any longer than that. Oh, but the time will fly by. We'll chat, swap tales.
Better yet, let me down a potion. Time will definitely fly by in a state of lethargy. No need to swap tales.
No, no, no. Your expression, your posture, they must be just so. You must look alive with fire in your gaze. Lethargy is out of the question.
Come on, give it some thought. You could title the painting, A Witcher Lying Senselessly on the Heath.
You jest. A jesting witcher.
Neču pula meč. Aici.
Slow now, whoa. This the place? Pretty, I guess.
Now, you must carefully consider in what pose you wish to be immortalized.
All right. Considering.
All is ready. We may begin. Have you decided on the pose you'd like to adopt?
Ulan ben nici nu știu. Heroic cleaning.
I think I'll lie down. At least that way I can nap while you work.
The hero at rest, lying on his side, staring into the distance, relishing a victory. Though, naturally, a nap is out of the question. We resolved that early. May I begin? Or would you prefer to strike a more dynamic pose?
Nu mă dă-i drumul.
Go ahead.
Now, be so kind as to adopt that look you gave me when I first asked you to work with me. That intense scowl of an angry wild ram about to butt heads. Yes, excellent.
This gonna take much longer?
Not much at all. We'll run out of daylight soon. Please, keep your head still, in the same position.
Fine, I'll try. I'll also try to remember to never trust a painter again.
Griffin!
Yeah, I know. You'll paint one in later.
Gods! A griffin!
Run and hide.
Dearest
Ce
mummy!
dracu. V-am zis că o să dăm de asta. Vino un pic încoace. Hai mă, că... Ei, dus pipul. Cu și leva.
Is it safe?
Yeah, come on out. And no wonder no one ever came here. It was a griffin's hunting ground.
Oh, that thing scared me to death.
Not quite to death. You are alive. Not least because you chose a witcher to sit for you.
It did, but I cannot show it to you now. You can see it tomorrow, after midday, where we met. Oof, monstrous beast. Shall we immortalize it in the painting?
Ah, mă pun.
Yeah, let's add it. Carcass can serve as your prop.
Splendid. Interesting color palette. But I shall paint it in later, in my atelier. There's an excellent illustration in the Encyclopedia Maxima Mundi. Ah, very well. That will do for now. I almost forgot. Payment for your troubles. And I thank you for saving my life. Though, in doing so, you did also save your likeness.
Ce căuta rămășițele lui aici, dacă eu pot să l-am omorât aici? Nu mai înțeleg nimic. Strop de sânge. Dar ce fac, dude? Cred că e ciudat. Ce să mi-a dat? Siguranță mai bun decât celălalt. Dar acum mai vreau să mă duc să văd ce pictor mi-a făcut asta. Ia să vedem. Ah, pula, trebuie să aștept. Mă zi. De ce sunt dezbrăcat cu ai? Haide.
Greetings.
Geralt, there you are. So, our painting. Are you pleased? Is it to your liking? Do tell.
Not exactly what I imagined. I believe I posed with all my clothes on. I clearly remember that, in fact.
Invalid as a criticism. I depicted you in a more flattering state.
Can see that. Anyway, some advice for the future. Warn your subjects about your intention.
You don't like it. I'm hurt. Perhaps you'd care to buy the painting. Given our rapport, I shall take a loss. For you, I'll part with it, I will, at a special price.
Special. Hai mă să o luăm.
Why not? It'll make an interesting memento, though I'd hardly call the price a bargain.
Indeed, few have the sophistication to appreciate my technique.
All right. At least this way I'll be able to control who sees it.
Hai de pula mea cu ei. Măcar nu o să mă uit ăștia la mine. Ultimul hal. Doar cu stânge. Ce să fac? Mai bine aș lăsa dracu. Asta e stai în intensiv cu morților. Bun, asta de cu mine și asta la te. Gata. Hai să vedem și misiunea principală în sfârșit. Mă, ce? Trebuie să aud de aici.
Regis. Couldn't have picked some other place to meet.
Regis!
Damn it. Locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be another way in around here.
Chimor. Vedea să nu lipsească frații mei. Cred că te-am văzut în pula mea, nu cu aceștia. Hai că am făcut treabă. Mai mie s-am auzit eu ceva. Asta e un pic. Dacă tu zici. Aici am fost, da? Deja s-au dus ăștia. Aici am venit. Arată la dreapta, eu vreau să mă duc la stânga.
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Dettlaff wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Încă end of story, mă.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megascope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
E... Ori face asta?
It's Dettlaff's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
Can't you just summon Dettlaff? You're both higher vampires, there's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Dettlaff. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect. Precisely. And the reason why I in turn gave it to Dettlaff. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Ok.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinares' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy at Kaer tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinares never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, So, without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
Oui,
Does
non.
it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner.
Any chance we might see what Deadloff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Detlef's hideout.
Kovenarius spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Detlef's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Fortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were culled to extinction over a century ago.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
Ce facem? De bugul la păsări, ce pula mea.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned, him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. It will take them some time nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
A serpent, ce pula mea.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distill.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
So, think you've set a nice little trap for me? Sorry. Wanna get me to confess? Gonna have to try hard.
I love a challenge. In that case, my ears are cocked. What must I do?
How about you get the ball rolling? Reveal one of your secrets. Vampires, intriguing creatures.
Anything in particular interest you?
Ia să
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Detloff recreating you out of a wet smear? Something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
Bine, mă.
Got a new life, new body. That give you a new start? Blank slate?
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural reaction under the circumstances.
Gotta ask
Bine
you
că
a
înțelegi.
question. One everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you human. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear.
Deci asta se zice că
Can't have been alive.
fantomele sunt reci.
Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference?
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Detlef bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentiment?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
Yeah.
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back, defeated the Wild Hunt together.
Ooh. Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. Need to know more about you now. All right. Give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always. I like being on the path. I like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight, and nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a witcher.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the...
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was...
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and
What exactly did they observe?
the area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Spoons.
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the
Următoarea
bearer of this news.
misiune secundară.
Perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder.
Know anything else about this Kurt?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or no,
A doua misiune
perhaps
secundară.
greed, rapacity.
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts? Professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white.
Do you imagine the white will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary gland.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into...
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable...
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
Uite-l pe ăsta, e aici înăuntru.
Decoction coming along? Doing all right?
Better than you. No sign of the white's brew or its salivary glands, I see.
Unde se duce? Hai să citim. Foc. Irene. Abstract. Necrophages. Ok. E frumos afară aici. Aha. Aici unde nu putem să descui. Deci bine n-a venit, gata, a venit ăștia. Ăștia ce sunt? Un bird. Perfect.
Bar guests. Never a good omen.
What? Lost your nerve?
Înainte nu unde de foc. În The Witcher 1. Acum ia foc, da? Hai să găsesc o lingură de aur pe aici.
Regis's raven wasn't lying. Spoons all over the place.
Да.
Strange. Get a sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm. A message. Trying to tell me something.
Ce dracu să zic. Iar au apărut ăștia. Un pic. Da, nu știu, hai să vedem.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you, never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right.
Deci,
Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around.
pula.
A pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship. Must have graced a rich man's table. Poor girl. Realized she was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves. The monster. Journal's author, maybe?
Mai fost aici, parcă.
No spoon you have shall say to you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
Resus de pe dedesubt, acolo.
Spoon key. Sophisticated crafting. Tag bears a description. White's a true collector. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Woman's name scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic. Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It'd make sense. No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death. Right arm bit right off. Teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him. Broken neck. Indentation in the skull's lateral surface. Smacked in the head with something heavy.
Mai sunt două sus aici.
Actually does seem like a White's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here. Cauldron I was looking for. White's not particularly tidy. Table's set. White who lives here is getting ready for some sort of feast. White that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse, and it's been trying desperately to lift it. Small, pretty ordinary, maybe a little old. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
Hai mă, să vedem. Deci că sunt sus. Sunt în afară, frate. Dacă da casa cu aia. Nu, aici e scris. Ei, nu e, cred că totul e înăuntru aici.
White's obsessed. Real collector. Thoroughbred. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. White's obsessed. Real collector. Thoroughbred. Thousands of them here. White's been a collector for years. Spoon, pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
Perde aqui. Uma deasupra.
Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
Cred că asta e tot. Ok, hai să vedem ce se întâmplă dacă dau aici.
Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. We just need some brew. Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron.
Să avem două opțiuni. Și opțiunea cea mai bună e aia pe care vă arăt eu acum. Doamne, ori o faci. Try to leave the curse. Hai de pula.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it.
Aici trebuie să dați beți fără mâini, fără limbă.
You tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest. Just need a bit from Regis. And now we'll tend to you. Need to get this right. Words of the curse were, none shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you, never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
Mănânci fără. Deci, let's eat not using spoon. Aia sub să le schimbi. A treia.
We can't use spoons. No, that won't work. You've been looking for a spoon that would feed you, but there's no such spoon. We need to eat without spoons. Open your eyes. You need to see your likeness.
M-am îmbătat.
Think it worked. Just not quite like I expected. Need to see what happened to the white. Won't be hard to find given its stench.
Asta e opțional, dar o să dea mai multă experiență. Futam un mort în gât. Am tupat. Da, mulți sunt. Uite, l-am găsit.
Shh, easy. Not gonna hurt you.
Eat. I must eat.
Zmigăl. Tu ești... Dar niciuna n-ar rămâi. Dacă aș îmbătrâni mai mult, ar și arăta ca ea.
I'll take you someplace safe.
Duce automat, sper că se duce automat. Misiunea sau care... Atâta drum. E mai nebunit. Yeah.
So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. She should recover quickly here. Don't worry, sir. I shall see to everything. She is safe here and in good hands. She'll soon be back on her feet.
Might actually take a while. She hadn't eaten anything in over 100 years when I found her.
Horrid. Whatever brought this about?
It's all over. That's what matters. Let's now focus on taking care of Marlene. Asked about our guest earlier. Sorry, I was busy with my hunt. Didn't have time to answer.
When one gazes at that unfortunate creature, the question, whatever happened here, asks itself.
Her name's Marlene. She was once the very beautiful and proud heiress to the Trastamara estate. One evening, when she was holding a banquet for friends, a beggar came to her gate seeking alms. He had a bowl and a spoon with him. He sat outside her fence and waited.
I've heard of the custom. An ancient rite of hospitality that obliges one to give food and drink to such a guest lest he depart hungry.
Marlene didn't care a whit for the old customs. She drove the man off, saying she'd rather feed the leftovers from her feast to her dogs than to give the beggar anything. Since she adored feasts, he swore no one would ever wish to sit and dine with her, and as she even refused him the crumbs from her table, he swore she'd never find a spoon in the world that would sate her hunger. It's all over. That's what matters. Let's now focus on taking care of Marlene.
Naturally.
Asked
When
her name, one the beggar then, and as she, curses are tricky. They play on irony. Always gotta figure out what the catch is. Marlene had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a wight, she stole spoons and lured folk into her home, trying each time to get them to dine with her. Didn't work.
So what did...
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will. They had to eat without using spoons, and make her look at her reflect.
That's it? That was all it required?
Simplest solutions are sometimes the last that come to mind. Besides, when you're a wight, it's pretty damn hard to find willing human company for a feast.
I imagine so. But, most importantly, it is now over. Please, don't worry. She will be in good hands.
Adică am treabă timpul ăla.
Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
Eu am făcut și level iar. 800. Mai sunt de 1900. Ești nebun? Che bulanima. O duc repede în camera mea. La steș aici. Similare, așa că 441 450. Îl vindem pe ăsta. Nu se compară cu ăsta, mă. Ăsta este. Deci îl vindem și pe ăla. Da, trebuie să dai tu așa. Și putea să fac altfel. Le-au pe ăsta mine. Le-au și pe... Nu. Deci unul lângă alta. Cred că se vede șmecher aici. Să mă pun pe mine. Ca să le pe aia pe Sirila și mă pun pe... E mai bine la mine în cameră. Pare rău. Nu mai mă cu aia, deci că... Nu sus pe Sirila, ce pula mea. Las să mă pun pe mine sus, că și așa nu-mi place cum arată. M-ar mire lumea. O, a trebuit să pun pe Sirila aici, mă. M-ar mire lumea. Invitații. E aici mă pun pe mine. Loc de asta. Pune pe ăsta. Ce tablou mic. Bă, nu știu. În fine, cam atât și cu acest episod. Noi ne vedem data viitoare. Când o să decorez și eu asta, cum îmi trece prin cap. Ia că sayonara.